You never know what you'll find in the universe of my mind. Here's the creation of Wonk the Mischief Maker. So I made these wings but with a piece of wax paper that was crinkled and crumpled up a lot, and folded it in half and cut it. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. You can see what I'm doing there. But yeah, and then I use my StazOn ink to just put a hint of color on them. It's more visible in person than it is on camera, but and I didn't want to get my hands all full of ink, so I used my scissors there to help me get it off the ink pad. Then I used my Sharpie to outline the wings. And then this part was a little bit tricky, but I kind of laminated the wings using packing tape. You can kind of hear in the background there's rain on the window, and it sounded kind of neat. Next, I cut around the wings just to make them more organically shaped as opposed to a rectangle. Next up, I decided to use these little tiny bits of colored pencil to make the horns. And now I'm working on on adding the wings to the body. And I mean, I know that you know, because you're smart and stuff, and you have common sense and all that, but if you're using a craft blade or an X-Acto knife or something like that, be extra careful. And it's extra important when you're working on a styrofoam ball, because it can be slippery and slidey and rolly and stuff, and it can be dangerous. So just be extra careful if you're doing something like this. And I cut pieces of skewer sticks to make a a stake-like thing so that the wings would work, would go in easier, because I couldn't make them go in with just a tape, so I needed a stronger thing, and I did this on all 4 wings, of course. And it was a little bit of a struggle, but I did most of the struggle off camera and got them on there. Just adding a piece of tape there to kind of stabilize the part of the ball that I messed up when I was putting the wings on. Choosing which eyes to use ended up being one of the most time-consuming parts of this project. One of them. And I had so many good options, and I liked a lot of the things I tried, and I struggled because they wouldn't stay on, and then I finally figured out a solution for that and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, it was fun though. It was fun to try and figure it out. I even tried 2 different color eyes, but yeah, that didn't end up being what I chose. Then I finally figured out that if I put a tape loop there, then I could temporarily hold them up there so that I could see which ones I preferred. I even tested out a Cyclops and 2 different sizes, which I really liked. But yeah, and again, be very careful. Like, watching this footage, I'm like, how did I not hurt myself? But I didn't. Not even a scratch. But yeah, be extra careful if you're doing something like this. Then yeah, actually putting the eyes on was a struggle too, and stuff, but yeah. So I kind of considered making more than one, but I I don't really know why I didn't, but anyway. So as you can see, I'm using Elmer's glue wall because I wasn't convinced that a glue gun like hot glue wouldn't mess with the styrofoam and stuff. Um, and I don't have good luck with glue gun hot glue. It just it doesn't hold my stuff together, I don't find. And next I worked on the mouth, and he's kind of cute at this point. So I do like how this guy came out, but there is a part of me that kind of wishes that I had left him just like this, like after the mouth is carved out, that I had just left it exactly like that. Because he's adorable, and a lot of the features that you see right here are kind of they kind of disappear in the end results. Anyway, now I'm working on the teeth. So whenever my colored pencils break, which as you can see happens a lot, I always save the bits, and I just keep them in this little thing, and I never really knew what to do with them, but I found that these would make perfect teeth for this Mischief Maker dude. And in the hopes that the teeth would stand out a little bit more, because white on white you wouldn't really have seen them, I colored the mouth and gave him a tongue with Sharpies. And I don't really know that it worked, but anyway, now I am... Wow, I jumped around a lot on this project. Anyway, I went about this part in a very strange way, and honestly, I don't know what I was thinking using the button like this, I don't know what I thought it would do or why I did it, but I did it, and so there you go. So I left it in. And now that I'm watching the footage and stuff, I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I start at the top of the head? It would have made a loop or something. Like, anyway, if ever I make another one, I will have some do's and don'ts under my belt. I will have a bit of a smarter way to do some of the parts. Also, I think that I should have done this part first thing, like before any of the wings or any of it. This should have been the first step, to add the loop with. I'm not even sure what it's called. I don't think it's invisible thread, but maybe it's fishing line or something. But I don't know the gauge or the size or whatever you call that stuff. But anyway, yeah, this is how I made the hanger thingy. So yeah, if I had started at the top of the head and pushed the thing through, then the knot would have been at the bottom and I wouldn't even have needed the button at all. Oh my goodness, sometimes I just don't know about me. But there it is. I struggled, but I got it on there, and he hangs. And in case you're wondering why I named him Wonk, it's because his horns and the way the hanger is, he's kind of wonky. Okay, and now I'm working on the teeth again. And it did help. At this point, it did help to have the mouth colored in like that, because you could see them. But in the final result, it kind of half disappears. But oh well. So I was gifted a lot of these tiny little fragments of materials from a friend a long time ago, and I haven't really known what I wanted to do with it, but I thought it was perfect for this project. But I struggled with it, and so most of it I did off camera, and actually all of it. And so yeah, there you go. There's the finished Wonk. Wonk the Mischief Maker. Oh, one of his teeth are still kind of showing. But anyway, I kind of trimmed him a little bit because the fur, hair, whatever it was a bit long. And he's up there next to the fish. I wonder if the fish thinks it's a fly or something. Anyway, there he is. Wonk the Mischief Maker. Oh, and another reason I named him that is that his teeth are a little bit wonky too. I am not really sure yet what his powers or his favorite types of tricks to play are and stuff, but this was fun. Thank you, Christine. And thank you for watching. Peace to all.